Have you ever visited a yarn store while you were traveling abroad to find a pattern you really like and to realize it's only available in a foreign language? Because if it's happened to you, it's happened to me many times, and I'm going to show you all the resources I use to knit in foreign languages. This is Global Knitter, my name is Caroline, and today we are talking about knit in translation. As you know, I am French and I learned to knit as a little girl in France with my grandmother, and for the first maybe 30 years of my life I could only knit in French. In fact, one of my friends from flying school asked me if I could teach her how to knit, and I said yes, but I only knit in French. And even if I was living in an English-speaking country for 10 years of my life, I would go back to France, buy the yarn, and only knit patterns in French. So in my late 20s, when I went to visit Anita on a layover in Canada, she's the one who told me about Ravelry, and she told me about knitting in English, and she told me it would help me discover many new techniques. And one of the techniques that she told me about is knitting in the round, because in France it didn't exist at the time. And this is the first jumper I knitted in English. It was recommended by Anita. She's made it many times. I've made it many times since. It comes for children, men, women, with a V-neck, a round neck. So it's the summer tweed V-neck top down. So I knitted in a round in English. It's a free pattern on Ravelry. I don't recommend it if it's the first time you knit in English, because there's many things going on at the same time and it can be a bit confusing, but still a great pattern and I love it. I will put the details in the description. As a foreigner, what I struggled with the most in knitting in English was all the abbreviations. It's really so confusing. So the best resource I found is the Craft Yarn Council, and they have a downloadable booklet where they have all the abbreviations in English and for knitting, crochet and many other techniques. It really is the best resource. So start with this and we can make our way to other languages. And of course I will put all the links in the description. So when I started knitting in English, what I really needed the most was this, the list of abbreviations. A few years ago I moved to Mexico, and again I knew a little bit of Spanish, but you know, knitting in a foreign language is like learning another language. And I wanted to learn how to knit in Spanish. And the best resource I found is Tejer en Inglés. So you can go to our website and click on Glossario, and you have all the vocabulary you need to get started. It's in Spanish, but if you know a little bit of Spanish, you're going to understand very easily. So that's what I used. And she also has a YouTube channel and with free patterns, and it's the best to start to knit in Spanish. I would really recommend her videos and all. When it comes to French, one website I really like is Tricoter Facile, and she has techniques and videos and easy patterns, and you can follow with the video, so I think it's a good resource as well. And while I was doing some research for this video, I also found a blog in English with all the abbreviations in French and English, so I'm going to include the link in the description. And as you know, recently I went to Vienna and I bought a book magazine with explanation in German by mistake, and I don't speak a word of German. And actually it's not the first time that I get explanation in German, because I bought some yarn in Frankfurt about 2 summers ago, and it's in German, and I thought, I will figure it out. I haven't gone around it yet, but luckily for me, the magazine I bought, it's got the abbreviations in German, and with Google Translate, I've been able to decipher the German pattern. And after I bought my magazine, I did a little bit of research on the internet, and I found a few blogs, and also Vogue Knitting has glossary in English-German, and they even have useful sentences like, where is the nearest yarn shop? So I thought it was a good resource. I will include the link in the comment as well. And as you know, I work in and out of Korea, South Korea, for half of the month. So I get to visit Korean yarn stores sometimes. And yes, it is possible to knit. I haven't tried, but at least crochet from Korean patterns. And there's this yarn store that I like. It's Banul Story, and they have they sell patterns. You can also download them online on their website. And with the pattern, you have to check, but there's a QR code like this, and it sends you to a link on YouTube, and they show the pattern step by step, so you don't need to speak Korean. And also it comes with the diagram. Also, I would like to explain to you how to use the Banul Story website, because when you go to Banul Story, to the website, it comes in English or in Korean, and if you click on the English website, it doesn't show you the patterns. So what you do is you go on the iPad or iPhone. That's what I have. Maybe it probably works on every device. It doesn't work on the laptop. I don't know how, if it's me who don't know how to use it, but it works on the iPhone or the iPad. So you stay in the Korean website, and at the bottom where you put the address, you click on the translation, you translate into English or Spanish or English or French, and it will translate the website directly. So then you can access the patterns. Just make sure that it comes with a video, because if it's all in Korean, I think you will struggle a lot, unless you speak a little bit of Korean already, of course. So that's my tricks to crochet in Korean. Knit I haven't tried yet, but at least crochet. So I hope this video was useful, and I would love to know if you knit in other languages apart from English, and if it's your mother tongue, or if you had to learn it as another language, and how did you do it, and if you have useful resources. I would love to hear from you in the comments. Thank you for watching, and I will see you next week. Bye bye, bisous, bye.